I realized that I was being too hard on myself, that Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to Sheeling Unfolds. It's been a couple of weeks since some stuff has happened, so I'm gonna use this video to update you guys about what happened in the past 2 weeks. I did skip a video last week just because I had a minor accident, which I will show you soon. But yeah, stay tuned. Yeah, I thought I'll just film here today. The background, this is my toilet, and that's the lounge area. I wanted to do it outside, but it's just a little bit noisy now. It's a Friday and there are lots of activities outside, so I had a minor little accident last week. I think it was on Monday. Yeah. I was in the toilet. I was using the walker and I was still non-weight bearing as well for that week. That was 2 weeks ago. I really have my hands on the basin as a support, which is next to the toilet, but because it was a very smooth surface and I didn't hold well, and my hand slipped and I fell face forward onto a fixture on the wall, and that fixture is actually a wall hook, which I will put the picture of. So I knocked my head on just this area above my eyebrow, and it made an impact and an indent, and also it got cut open because of the sharp edge of the towel hook. And yeah, I panicked. I cried so much because when I saw just blood oozing down my face and my hands, and it's all over the floor and the basin. I'm living alone. I'm in a rental right now, so that was kind of daunting. I immediately called my sister, who lives just a few kilometers away from me. I panicked, I cried, and I said, can you please come quick and bring me to a clinic or a hospital? So there's a nearest clinic right here, which is not far from where my sister is living. She brought me there, and they said, oh, just because it's a laceration on the face, so you might need to have let the plastic surgeon have a look so they can do a more delicate stitches. So I said, yes please, I'm going there right now. So I got a referral. I went to the nearest hospital, which is Singapore General Hospital, which is where I got my surgery from. And I went to the A&E. I waited for a few hours, and I got my stitches done the same day. I'm home by 7. It happened around noon time. So that was quite an ordeal, a minor setback. I have to be honest, I was really rattled, more than when I broke my foot, just because it's something that is so visible on my face. And there was blood. I'm not good with blood. Like when I broke my heel, it was all contained. It was just swollen. Yes, the cut really shook me up. I was quite low and down for the next couple of days. Honestly, what I was feeling was more of a disappointment in myself. I thought I was doing so well for the past 6 weeks, taking care of my foot, not being careful, not being hasty when I do any action. But with the fall that cut my head, my forehead, I was so almost to the extent that I was angry at myself. But luckily I have my friends and family around, so they offer me a lot of comfort, a lot of support. They brought me, one of my sisters brought me to the A&E, and then another friend came and visited me twice in a row and brought me dinner just to offer me some company. So I was quite glad. I was quite glad that I had support at that time. So looking back, I think I was being really hard on myself. I think I was too eager in my journey to recovery that I wanted it to be linear. Yes, it has got nothing to do with the food, it's the laceration on the face, but it is because I am not balancing well that caused the laceration on my face. So coincidentally, a few days after I fell and I got my stitches, I was scrolling through Instagram, and I stumbled on this post. I can't remember which post was it, and I can't find it. I'm sorry, but it was talking about the red car theory. So, for example, when you wake up in the morning, when you go out, step out of the house, and go about your normal day, and at the end of the day, when you come back home, and I ask you, how many red cars did you see today? Most likely you couldn't tell me, unless you own a red car. But yeah, most likely you can't take note of the how many actual red car you passed by or was in your vision today. But what if I told you, before you step out of the house, count the number of red cars you can find today? And as long as you remember, you would do that. And you can come back at the end of the night and tell me, oh, I saw this amount of the red car on the street today. And the whole point of this analogy is perspective has changed. You have gone from not needing to notice anything to noticing the actual thing you're focusing on. So let's take, for example, you're trying to manifest abundance or joy, and then you go about your day trying to pick out the incidences in your life that shows you there is joy in the world, there is abundance in the world, and that's all you're picking out all day, every day, and it's reaffirming your manifestation. So it's not because once you manifested there are more incidents of abundance or joy. You didn't manifest the incident. Your perspective has changed, and you're noticing what you didn't notice before because your focus and your awareness have shifted to be noticing abundance. What if life works the same way? What if we can program ourselves to just look for the good in everyday life and claim that good? It's such a wonderful way to go about your life. Just looking for the good in life. And that's just an amazing thing to know. And then shortly after that, I was doing an EFT tapping session. This time I was using Brad Yates. I'll try and link his video in the description. But it is talking about the theme of the EFT tapping was rejection is redirection. I'm sure everybody have heard of that, because if you have ever been rejected in your life and you're trying to find a way to make sense of this rejection, and this is where it's coming from. And in his tapping session, he made a really, really good analogy, which okay, what if you need bread today, but you walk into the first shop that sells meat, so there's a butcher shop, and you ask the butcher for bread, and he said, I don't have bread, we only sell meat. I don't know where's the nearest bakery, but please, we don't have bread. And what would you normally do? Go and find a bakery, isn't it? But no, I want bread. You give me bread. And the butcher can't give you bread because he only sells meat. So yes, it's a rejection from the butcher, but it's also a redirection, because what you're after they don't have. So it's got to do with why we're finding the need for looking for validation in the wrong places. Actually, the redirection is a gift, Because instead of stomping our feet and punching down the wall saying that I need bread, the butcher is telling you, we don't have it here. Instead of, keeping you around and asking you to, oh wait, we'll go find bread in the butcher shop for you, which is impossible. So sometimes when things don't go our way, it's not a setback. It's a redirection. It's a nudge to look for it somewhere else and to redirect to where we need to find it. And I think that's just amazing. So in terms of healing of my left heel, I'm not going to go through week by week what happened, and I'll put the description in my timeline in the description below. I did start physio, I did had my 7-week x-ray, and the doctor say that it is the heel bone is looking fine, is looking amazing, and right now I can start physio, which I already started 2 weeks ago with my friend. And officially I'll go to a hospital physio and let them have a look at my foot. There is a lot of scar tissues on the left side of my ankle bone and also the inner part as well, which is creating a lot of issues for my inversion and eversion of the ankle. If I can, I'll post a video as well to explain that better. My plantar flexion and dorsiflexion is really good. It's not in the same range as my right foot, but it's getting there. In terms of yoga practice, I can do some stuff which is amazing, but anything that has got to do with standing and balancing on my feet is still not there yet. I probably could try in the weeks to come. In my coming physio, I'll speak to my physio and see what he says. And the doctor has cleared me to start putting weight on my left foot. Yes, I was so happy when I heard that. It really made my day. The scar on my face didn't even matter anymore. I was just like, okay, I'm gonna start. But lo and behold, like the first instant when I placed my left foot down, there was total weakness in my left leg. I was limping when I walk, and I still need a walking aid like a walker or a crutch. But he has cleared me to walk only in the boots. I hate the boots. It is so uncomfortable to walk in. It is wobbly. It's not good for balance. But yes, he said to be in the boots for another 2 or 3 weeks before I can start walking without in normal shoes. The physio has confirmed that, and he said the same thing. He saw me walking with my crutches, and he said, okay, the next time I come, we can try walking without it or with only one crutch, and gradually shifting more weight onto the left foot to let it gain a bit more strength and momentum. So I'm happy about that. The x-ray for the bone looks really good. I'm really excited about it being able to start walking. It's a gradual process. It's not like I can just step my left foot on the floor and just start on my way. So baby steps, literally baby steps. The only issue with walking in the Airboots is I need a shoe on the right foot that has the same height as the Airboots, and it's relatively high. I think it's at least 2 inches or 1.5 to 2 inches high. So I went into I saw on the Calcaneus Facebook page that they recommend some brands like Hoka and Skechers. So I went to a Skechers shop here in Singapore and start looking for shoes, but none of the shoes can match the height. And eventually I got a sandal which is kind of cute looking and still functional and really comfortable to walk in. So I went with the sandals, and my physio approved it as well, so he didn't say that I need to wear shoes. So as long as it's the same height and balance out with the boots, it makes the walking in the boots a bit more achievable and comfortable as well. Yeah, I think this is so far the updates I have for this week. I'm so sorry I missed last week. I was just not in a good place to do it, but I'm feeling much better right now. And yeah, I'm quite excited with the physio and the stuff that I'm doing. to help the recovery of my ankle. Oh, and there's one more thing that I'm doing. I'm using the Voodoo floss band to help break up the scar tissue and reduce swelling in my left foot. And I swear by it. I have been using it for years now, since I've been doing yoga. I had a knee issue a few years ago, but it just went off by itself. It went away, and I was using the floss band to help recovery and all this thing, and it just works wonders. So the floss band looks like this. I'm just gonna show you how I use it. Take off my sandals first. So it comes in a row like this, and then you just have to wrap it around your the joint that you want to induce more healing or circulation into, and then just hold a bit taut. If you're using it for the first few times, I think you want to start with less tightness, just a reasonable amount, so you don't feel that it is too tight that it's unbearable, but you want a certain degree of tightness, so there is some restriction of the blood flow there. So I'm just going to roll it up, and you have to overlap a tape. Like for example, this is the length of the tape. The next row will have to cover about 50%. So just to make sure that there's even distribution of the tightness. So I'm using it on my left ankle right now, and just because it's around the ankle area, so that the heel part is a bit hard to wrap, I'm just going to skip it and then just concentrate on the areas that is comfortable to wrap. You can do it slowly. Just ensure there is enough coverage. Okay, and then start to do some movements in the width while you have the band on, and try and take note of the time. So you want it about I'll just time it for 1 minute, so you don't over load it. Just want to stand up and do some squats. Just gonna do a pigeon pose, because I'm looking for the E version of this, the supination of the left heel. Light pressure on it. Circulate. Flexion. Just keep noticing how it feels, as long as it's pain-free. Okay, that's 1 minute. And I'm just gonna take it off. And immediately you feel that rush of blood flow into that joint, the area that you have just wrapped.